Angelina. Welcome to the Toxic Detox program. I'm glad you're taking this opportunity to take control of your life. I'm glad that you're excited about changing up negative thinking habits and behaviors that have caused you to land into toxic situations. This program is going to help you identify your own mind habits and toxic behaviors that have attracted a lot of bad things to your life. So we're going to change that up. And I'm glad that you decided to join, and I'm glad that you decided to purchase this workbook. This workbook is going to help you. My name is Angelina Harris, by the way. I'm an author. I developed this program. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a self-development coach. And I hope that this benefits you in the best way. We're going to start out positive. I know it's going to work, and good luck. All right, the first pages in your workbook are worksheets, and this very first page here is it's basically I'm structuring how I broke the book down into sections based on thoughts. Now this first one is about basically thoughts, because with our thoughts everything originates. So this is where we start the first section of the book about thoughts that we've developed over time, thoughts that we have to change in order to change our lives. This second one is the emotions. These arrows from the thoughts are emotions. We feel emotions from the thoughts that we have in our heads. So the second section of the book deals with the emotions, because from the emotions comes the actions. And these are the actions and the reactions that we tend to relate to from the emotions. So everything originates with thought, and then thoughts form emotions, and the emotions cause us to act and react. This is the system that we're going to work with in this workbook. We're going to deal with the thoughts, we're going to build new emotions, we're going to create new actions to attract positive things into our lives. So that is the system of this workbook. My advice to you when working on this workbook is to do all the work, read everything, take your time, and write in a journal or a notebook or on back of the paper, or if you make copies you can write on back of that. But keep track of your journey and keep track of your feelings, emotions, and your mental state, and write down memories and everything that comes to your mind. Try to keep track of all of those things, because you're trying to get out of your memory. You're trying to recall some things that are in your mind that affect you daily. So doing the work means digging into your past, noticing the thoughts that pop up. So you want to keep a journal. Journal is a good thing. Lesson 1 is about acknowledging crippling thought patterns and thinking habits. Because we have been trained since we've been in the womb, we've been picking up information, and we've been developing a personality. We've been developing a perception. Sometimes the information we received was dysfunctional. So we've come to be who we are by this training. This training wasn't all the time what it should have been. So we developed misperceptions, and we developed a comfort zone, and we developed ideas that aren't all true. And this leads us to toxic situations, toxic relationships, toxic financial situations. And we've come to believe that these situations are normal when they are not normal. So we're going to dive into our own conscious, our own thinking habits to see where this dysfunction stems from. A lot of times we were raised in dysfunctional situations, and we've developed a comfort for those situations. And these are the things that has to change if we want a better outlook on life and a better reward from life. We have to begin to retrain our thoughts to reflect those things. So lesson 1 is all about diving into your own brain. All the lessons are for you to recall information that's within you that you are aware of. Some things we're not going to be aware of because they're deep within our subconscious. Those are the things that happen to us and that we learn, but we don't remember. But it's there and it's affecting who we are. Some people can say, well, I don't know why I am this way. And that's true, because in the most vulnerable stages of brain development, they've developed those dysfunctions. And so as an adult, they continue to act it out. And it's hard to change those habits. But we are going to dig deep within our psyche to figure out where these thoughts are stemming from. Some thoughts that we can remember, and some feelings and some habits that we have. Lesson 1 is all about digging those things up and bringing those into awareness to be acknowledgeable of them. So I advise you to do all of the work. Take an entire week, because every lesson is designed to be done within a week or over a week, because it's a 12-week assignment. And taking your time and doing it over the week will help dig deeper into your conscious to do the assignments more fully. So I advise to take the week to find yourself, to know yourself, to acknowledge those thoughts that has to be changed. So good luck with this assignment, and when you're done, come back for lesson 2, and I'll see you then. Congratulations for finishing lesson 1. Welcome to lesson 2, changing thought patterns to reflect the life that you want. Here's the lesson where you're going to take those thoughts from lesson 1 and change those thoughts to positive thoughts. All of those crippling thoughts that have stopped you thus far and that have led you into toxic situations, you are going to change those thoughts, because remember, you have to transform by renewing your mind. This is the renewing process. This is where you're going to take those thoughts and make affirmations that are more acquainted to the future that you want. We want a more positive future. We want loving relationships. We want good finances. We want better relationships in our jobs. And even if we want to start our own business, whatever our goals are, we want to begin to think in that direction. So lesson 2 is all about changing those thought patterns. You're going to use positive affirmations. You're going to take the negative thoughts that you acquired and that you learned about in lesson 1, and you're going to turn them into positive thoughts. You're going to turn those negative statements, the way that you feel, into positive statements. You're going to say more I am, and a more positive image of yourself. So, and even with the masculine and the feminine energy, you're going to adapt more positive outlooks about it, because it matters when it comes to relationships, how you view those two energies. So we're going to take the time in lesson 2, take a week to think of the crippling thoughts and the habits that you have, and you're going to start telling yourself something different. Now remember, when you start telling yourself something different, you are going to reject it and you're going to fight against it, because your new normal is being challenged. So make sure that you fight even harder. You affirm even harder. You use your positive statements even harder, because you have to overcome this battle. This battle within you is against you. It's against the life that it doesn't know. Remember, you've been trained, and all you know is what you've been taught. And your mind is going to fight for that truth. It is no longer true. We are not going to claim the negativity anymore. We are not going to claim the toxic situations anymore. Now we are going to retrain ourselves in a different direction, and it takes work and determination. So take a week to retrain these thoughts. Whenever you're going about your day and you are aware of your thoughts and they are not coinciding with the new truth, then change it immediately, and get in the habit of doing this until you don't have to do it anymore, because then your new training, your brain has built new neural pathways that agree with what you are telling it now, and so it doesn't have to fight anymore. So this is the level we want to get to. So stay in the fight, stay strong, complete every lesson, read everything, and once you're complete lesson 3, I'll see you there. Lesson 3, the void factor. Filling voids to reflect wholeness. When we were in the womb, we were taken care of. Our brains were also being developed. We were provided for, cared for, loved. We were stable. And we were significant, of course. All of these requirements we still needed when we grew up. So in order to fit these voids, we have to continue to tell ourselves that we are in a womb. We are still being provided for, cared for. We're accepted, we're loved, we're still significant. All of these things matter because you don't want to go looking for these things from an outside source, because it can either become an addiction or you will become unhappy when you find that they cannot give you these things. So it's all in your head. The void factors can only be filled through you and your thoughts. So you always want to tell yourself that your void factors are being met. Lesson 3 is all about the void factors and filling those voids, because you want to live life in wholeness. If you don't live life in wholeness, you will attract yourself to dysfunctional situations and toxic situations, because you're trying to get from something or someone something that they cannot give you. Learning about these void factors and how you can use your mind to always be in wholeness will help you become less dependent on things that cannot help you. Everything you deal with in this life is an inside job first. You have to be content and whole on your own, and then you can attract positive things into your life. So lesson 3 will teach you. So make sure that you read everything. This is a great lesson because you need to be whole, and you will be, and you will develop a mind of wholeness. Read everything, complete all the lessons, journal, and when you're done, we will be on lesson 4, and I hope things are going well for you, and I hope that you continue, and I hope that you see some changes in your mood and your happiness and contentment and peace, because that is the ultimate goal. Because once we emit peace and contentment, we can attract that into our lives, and that is the goal, to attract more positive things to ourselves and to accept more positive things. So good luck, guys. Yay! I'm excited for you guys. We're on lesson 4, mindset reset, with gratefulness and forgiveness. I call this the mindset reset because it gives you a clean slate, so to speak. I learned this when I was like going through this depression. It's like when I gave up everything, and I was in the bed, and I just started being grateful for little things every day that I got up, and it put me in a different mood. It put me in a positive mood to receive. And so I'm going to teach you this lesson that I learned in lesson 4 by being grateful. And And before every lesson, you see that I ask you to name 3 things that you're grateful for, and also forgiveness, because you're going to give yourself a clean slate, and you're also going to put your whole emotions and spirit into a position of receiving, and you're not lacking. You don't want to be in the spirit of lack, because you will attract lack. So being grateful is kind of like putting yourself in the spirit of abundance, because you're grateful for what you have around you, the little things, and you're not focusing on the lack. And when you start to do this, you'll see that blessings will start to come. Like, you're attracting blessings by being grateful for what you have. You're not focusing on what you don't have. And forgiving is giving yourself a clean slate. Like, you're not mad at anyone or in a negative spirit about anything or anyone. So this mindset reset is just genius, and I like to do it every morning when I get up. If I can't think of 3 things, I'll think of one, and it puts me in a whole new state. And I call that the reset. So I hope this information enlightened you, and I hope by doing this every day when you've done your lesson, at the beginning of your lesson, that it helped you to be more receptive. Because when you're more receptive, receiving great things will start coming, and you will not look at all the bad things that you've been focusing on so far. Focusing on bad things just brings more bad things to you. When you focus on the good things, it just brings more good things to you. So always be mindful of being grateful and forgiving. Do not go or wake up or start your day in a state of grudge, or in a state of dislike or hate of someone. And especially yourself. Forgive yourself as well for the things that you've done. And this will help you out throughout the day. So enjoy this lesson. This is a little treat. And I will see you at lesson 5. You're doing such a great job. Welcome to lesson 5, identifying emotions. In lesson 5, you're going to come to terms with what emotions are, because mostly we weren't trained to channel emotions properly and to communicate them effectively. So mainly when we get a bad feeling, we don't want to feel that. We get angry. And angry is like the top emotion that we all go to, and that's not always the right way to express. So when you get angry, you either turn up or shut down. And neither of those actions are conducive to your growth or to the growth of any relationship that you're in. Communication is most effective when you are aware of what's going on with yourself, and when you're able to identify emotions instead of just getting upset because they make you feel bad, then you can express them more effectively. So lesson 5 is pretty important, because we have to deal with our emotions. From our thoughts, we have our emotions, and they either make us feel good or they make us feel bad. And we reward our feeling good emotions. But when we feel bad, we often try to turn up or shut down. But we're going to learn in a later chapter how to express emotions more effectively. But we have to also, the good comes with the bad emotions, so we have to also accept them both and identify them for what they are, and not be embarrassed of the negative emotions to want to express them with anger. So I hope this chapter benefits you well, and I know that it will, because it will teach you more about yourself, even things that you didn't know, because we weren't taught to identify emotions, and we weren't taught to be emotional, and we weren't taught to be vulnerable. And it's not going to teach you to be that, but it's going to teach you to be more aware of what these emotions are. So I will see you guys in lesson 6. So keep up the good work. I am so proud of you. Triggers are those things that we see and they set off our emotions. But basically, we see them in our minds first. It is our own thoughts that cause the triggers. So in lesson 6, you will see the diagram of the head and the arrow pointing to the trigger and the emotions. The head, the empty head are the thoughts that really cause the trigger, because nothing outside of you can really affect you unless it's in your mind. So in lesson 6, you're going to identify those thoughts that cause those triggers. And you're going to identify the things that set you off. And you're going to try to change those thoughts to those triggers, so that when you are triggered, you are able to handle them. You're able to identify your emotions, and you're able to communicate them instead of turning up and shutting down. You will be able to be in control of your own thoughts and develop confidence because of this. So read everything in lesson 6. It's a very important lesson, because we are triggered by things that we have trained within ourselves to be a threat when they really aren't a threat. You've made truths within yourself that aren't really true. And this workbook is going to expose some of that dysfunction and fault within you, so that you can change them, so that you can be a well-developed, confident human and develop more positive emotions to attract more positive situations, more positive people into your life. And you'll start to see the change once you change. So keep in mind that your thoughts is the key to all of this. Is the beginning to everything, the beginning to your emotions, the beginning to your actions and your reactions to triggers. Your thoughts, so your thoughts is the focus. Retraining your thoughts is going to change everything. It's going to change the game for you. So keep up the good work, and I'll see you at lesson 7. Lesson 7, you made it. Taking control of negative behaviors and attitudes. When you take control of your thoughts, you can pretty much take control of everything. Your behaviors, your attitude, the way you act, and the way you act all begins to change. So when you are able to take control of your thoughts, you become a confident person, and you're just living out your truth, and you're standing tall, and you're facing everything, and you're on top of everything. You're in control. It's just a great feeling, and I can see you walking in that feeling. I can see you walking in that spirit, and that's the feeling that you want to emit all the time into the universe. Because once you emit that confidence, that positive spirit, you attract so much greatness to your life. This is where you want to be standing. You want to get rid of that negative behavior and those attitudes that are just so foul that they emit the negative energy that you attract back into your life. We don't want that anymore. So lesson 7 is all about taking control of those things, by taking control of your thoughts, by acknowledging them, by knowing when they're in your head trying to wreak havoc, and you stop them at their tracks, because you have that power. And then you're going to exude so much confidence and positive energy. It's going to come back to you, and when you feel good, it's going to feel good to come back. And it's a cycle of just feeling good, a cycle of positive spirits. And that's where you want to be, and that's where you're headed, because we're going to get there. You should already be halfway there, because we're at lesson 7, and you're doing a great job. Stay at it. Take a week to do each lesson, to indulge in yourself, to write in your journal about the whole experience. Get to feeling good. Get into that feeling, that confidence, that walk of success. Oh my God. It's just so much that you are going to accomplish, so much that you are going to see manifest within your life, because this spirit is about to come up on you, this spirit of positiveness, confidence. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so great for you. So continue lesson 7, complete everything, do the work, and I am so proud of you. I can just see you standing tall in your purpose, because that's where you're headed, straight to your positive purpose. where everything exists, where your future exists, where whatever you dream comes true. Power of manifestation, you are almost there. So take control of those behaviors and those attitudes. Become a new person. Think a new way. And I'm telling you, things are about to change. I will see you at lesson 8. Lesson 8 is about communicating emotions. Since this is the section on emotions, now we're on to communicating those emotions. It hasn't always been easy to communicate what was going on inside of us. Sometimes we try to hide those true emotions with what we were known to do, either turn up or shut down. So lesson 8 is going to help you out a bit with determining what's really going on, what you're really feeling, and it's going to help you to communicate what you're really feeling so that you don't have to turn up or turn down, which are dysfunctional ways of communicating what's going on inside of you, right? So enjoy lesson 8, read all of the lessons, read everything, do all of the assignments. Take a week to just analyze your own emotions throughout the week and think of ways that you can express them effectively. This is going to help out your relationships with everyone because you will be able to identify what you really feel and express them without being deteriorating. And I wish you well. You're on your way. This is lesson 8. You're doing great. You're about to walk into your greatness. We're about to get into the last 4 chapters where we get into the actions, where you're about to walk in your purpose of who you are. And you're going to be a new person after this workbook. And I'm just so proud of you. I will see you at lesson 9. Yay! This is lesson 9. This is the section about action. You taking action. Transformation. Staying aware of who you are. You have to stay aware of who you are. You've made it to lesson 9 where you've determined that you are not who you thought you were. You are a whole different person. A better person. A positive person. A person emitting positive energy and manifesting everything that you desire. Stay aware of that. Do not lose sight of who you are. You've gotten this far to turn back, and you will not turn back. You will look ahead because this workbook will show you how to stay looking ahead. You're transformed into a new being. And I want to see you make it. I want to see you manifest those great things. I want to see you have those healthy relationships. I want to see you in that nice house, running your business, being creative, doing all those things that you know you have the potential to do. So staying aware of your thoughts, checking those thoughts that are not conducive to where you are headed, controlling those emotions and expressing them effectively, and walking in your purpose. I will see you at lesson 10. You are almost done. And you're almost where you want to be. I'm so proud of you. Lesson 10. Hey, accepting the unknown. Of course, we have a future. We can imprint on the future with our imaginations. But we do not know what's going to happen. We have to accept that fact. And once we accept that fact, we can freely live in the moment of who we are and enjoy that and make the most of that. And that's where it matters the most. So we're not going to get all stressed out and worried about what we do not know is going to happen. We can imprint with our imagination those wonderful, great things that we want to manifest. But in the end, we have no control of what's in the future, right? And so we won't worry about it. We know that whatever it brings is for our good, and so we're content with that fact. We don't have to get full of conspiracy theories and paranoia because we're content with what's going to happen because we know we're in the hands of a great universe that is taking care of us. Your void factors are met, and that's all you need. And so lesson 10 is going to show you how to accept the unknown, to live in the moment, and be a spiritual being, emitting positive energy on a higher frequency and manifesting the things that you desire. Oh, so great that we made it this far. I'm so glad that you made it this far, because you're about to be a superpower, a magnetic being. And I am so proud. I'll see you at lesson 11. Lesson 11, becoming magnetic. When I tell you that you are about to attract all those positive things into your life, I'm telling you, you are going to be a walking magnet, because now you are full. You are on a higher frequency, and on this frequency is where abundance is, and abundance recycles. So everything you attract is going to be abundance. It's going to be positive. It's going to be ultimate. You are walking in your frequency, positive frequency. You are magnetic now. And when I tell you that you will begin to see changes, attract the things that you desire in your life, oh my God, this level of joy and contentment is peace. And peace is so great that other people will start to see it, and it will rub off onto them. And you will attract, and they will see that as well. And you've become an influence. You become an influence for the higher frequency. And I am so proud of you, because you've done the work. You've done the inner work to get to this level, and you deserve it. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Continue to do the work. Take a week to feel this magnetic power and see the things that you attract into your life. And good luck, and I'll see you at the last lesson. Hey, this calls for a celebration, because this is the last lesson, lesson 12, walking in your superpower. This is where a certain energy just takes over your body, your mind. This is what we call spiritual. Your whole complete. Your whole mind has lined up with the higher frequency of the universe. And when you're on that frequency, oh my God, that's the life. That's the life of peace and contentment. That's the life of a superpower. You can feel the energy emitting from your body, and you can feel yourself attracting that energy. Stay connected to this frequency. This is where life exists, and I'm glad that you're able to make it here. Stay in this power. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you, because you've done the work to get here. And so now you want to stay here. You want to get more information about this frequency, about this energy, and you want to stay here, because here is where it matters to you, your family. You're breaking generational curses. You're manifesting great things. You're out of that toxic environment, and you're going to begin to attract much better things into your life. I'm so grateful for this experience, and for you to go through this experience, to take part in it. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of that.